again, we covered the three main causes of what we know to be about 170 degenerative diseases. The first being the oxidative damage, free radical damage. The second is acidic stress. We build an acidity level or a pH level, the potential of hydrogen, pH. Now, it gets a little complicated, but I'll try and simplify it as much as possible. The acidic stress comes from beverages that we consume, different foods, the production of breaking down food creates an acid condition in our body. We have chemicals in the air, we have industrial cleaners and solvents and chemicals that we breathe in. Mental stress creates an acidic condition. Physical stress, lack of sleep. Most of our foods that are not coming straight from the earth to our mouth create an acidic condition. So that acidic condition throws off our oxygen levels. Okay, and that's the main. I'm not sure if we can see this quite. Can we see that okay? Now, neutral is, the range is 0 to 14 on the pH scale. 7 is considered neutral. Our blood needs to stay within a range of 7.35 to 7.45. Now let me tell you the oxygen difference between 7.35 and 7.45. Our blood will always remain in that state. So 7.35, if you can raise your blood to a 7.45, you've increased your oxygen in your body and all your bodily fluids by 100%. Now, again, the range, probably won't see it that well, but we're gonna show, we'll put it on the video, the different colors that represent the pH, and we do that through these phenol red drops that identify the pH, the potential of hydrogen in a fluid. So when you move from, let's say, neutral, 7.0 to 8.0, that's 10 times the increase in oxygen, 1,000% increase in oxygen. Now, if you can raise your pH in your overall body by 1 point, you're raising it by 1,000%. What can we do with that extra oxygen? Now, moving from 7 to 9 is 100 times the oxygen level. It's enormous. So, and going the other way is the same thing. So we live in a primarily acidic state. Most people are chronically acidic. And so we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables that come straight from the ground to our mouth to be able to offset that. We do have a mechanism in our body that's really, really amazing, but it can only work as efficiently as the supply of food and beverage that we give it. So what happens is we have a very intelligent system that keeps our blood in the 7.35 to 7.45 range, and it does that by stealing by stealing from things like our bones, the calcium. Oftentimes you've seen very unhealthy women that conceive. The baby, the fetus, is going to be at an 8.4 pH. And that being said, 8.4 pH, if the body is chronically acidic, it will start to take from the bones, from the hair, from the teeth, and neutralize to keep that at the 8.4 pH. It doesn't matter what the host is getting. So what we want to do is do things and eat foods and consume beverages that allow us to raise our body pH, because it also raises the amount of oxygen that we are using and holding. Again, we spoke about the hydrogen, the amount of hydrogen in the fluids, and this hydrogen is very, very important for producing not only the ability to fight directly free radical damage and some of the worst ones, hydroxyl radicals, and not affecting any other tissue. Hydrogen is the first on the periodic table and the smallest molecule that we know of. So that's why when you pour your Kangen water, the sooner you can drink it, the better, the more hydrogen that you have, the molecular hydrogen. So we're going to be testing now the pH of the water. And remember, if we have a high pH, we have the presence of a lot of oxygen. A low pH is the absence of the hydrogen. Now, Dr. Otto Warburg, in the 30s, late 20s and early 30s, got 2 Nobel Prizes for the discovery of cancer, for example. It thrives in an anaerobic environment. That means the lack of oxygen. So we're going to be testing this water and placing the chart with these drops. Now, as you can see with the chart, our waters are this level of acidity. When we talked about the amount of free oxygen available to us with this, it's really clear to see. For example, if we're talking about something that's as low as, you know, gosh, this on the chart would probably come in at, what's that say? Maybe 4 pH. So if we're talking 4, it's 100 times, or from a 7, a neutral, we're talking about over 1,000 times more acidic, and with the ability to steal our oxygen from our body. So let's just have a look at this. This appears to be, you know, in the higher level, probably, oh gosh, maybe 8, not the 9.5 they're advertising, or 9 plus. But I want to show you how I can oxidize this. And the way this is created, this is alkaline water, and you may find online that alkaline water is bad for you, and it's correct because it's done through chemical. You can actually take baking soda and mix it with water and make alkaline water. But the ongoing consumption of that has negative effects on the body. It'll create you know, things build up in the joints. It'll create stones, kidney. Let's do this. Let's oxidize this water. Look at that. That's what the actual pH of that water is. And what I did was I just oxidized it. I blew into it and oxidized it. Now I'm going to do the same, because this will do the same. But I'll have to be here a long time to do it, right? So it's created without chemical. It's created through electrolysis, which means it'll hold that pH a lot longer. But let me show you something very interesting. If we take some, I'm going to take some Kangen water. And let's say we do see that this is tap water. It's coming in little closer to neutral. And why that is because it's regulated by the municipality to be a neutral pH. And that is to protect the infrastructure of pipes, so that they don't have to put a lot of work in it. It won't dissolve the pipes. If they put it through without treating it, and it's treated with things like lye, which is carcinogenic, it has all kinds of contaminants, pharmaceuticals, and other things in the water. And basically, you know, what the history behind Perrier, they really made the bottled water industry, because they started selling out of France and shipping bottles all over the world. And they really created the bottled water industry as being a healthier water. So Nestle had a look and said, geez, we can monopolize on their mistakes. Their mistakes are they have to bottle the water and ship it. Can you imagine the shipping costs from France all over the world? So they set up a manufacturing facility in every major city and bottled tap water, because the perception of the public is that bottled water is healthier. And so they gained a big part of the market share in doing that. But let me show you, if you're consuming this kind of acidic water, a little bit of Kangen water, look at that. It just changes the pH and also changes the amount of oxygen that's provided, because this is electrolytically reduced water. It has free molecular hydrogen, and the amount of oxygen that's carried in that is just enormous. We're going to do that. Oh, we're just not going to have much luck doing that, are we? Not at all. I'm going to need more of that. So what we're seeing is it's very acidic and very difficult to neutralize. And again, you know, neutralizing the acidity in our body is very important. Now, we're going to do the same thing here. We haven't got a hope in neutralizing that. That's very challenging. But I do want to demonstrate the toxicity level that we have in here. 1 can of Sprite or Coke could actually kill us if we didn't have the intelligent mechanism within our body to neutralize right away. Steal it from our bones, from the shroud that covers our DNA is calcium. We take that immediately to neutralize the acidity, the amount of acidity in just 1 can of pop. So it would have the ability to kill us if our mechanism wasn't intelligent enough. But look at what 1 capful does. Just changes it to 1,000 times more acidic. Like, it's just that powerful of a acid forming fluid. This is dangerous stuff. Even the Kangen water, look, it hasn't got a hope against this stuff. 1 capful, look, it changes it completely. There it goes. 1 capful to a bright yellow, you know, 4.5 pH. So it's similar to the stuff that runs in our cars, in the batteries. So as you see, the only water to drink would be the Kangen water. Thank you.